We Indians, we absolutely love fixed deposits, probably more than our partners or spouses. But I have a sad news for you today. I'm gonna make that love go away. Hey guys, my name is Jay and welcome to the next episode of Money Matters. If you're new to the channel, here we talk about basic concepts related to personal finance and interesting ways to think about money. Today, we'll talk about why you and I need to stop investing in fixed deposits. As a kid, I distinctly remember my parents saying that fixed deposits is the best form of investment and the money practically doubles every 6-7 years. Now, because I started seeing my elders putting significant amount of their savings in fixed deposit, when I started earning in 2012, I started doing the same. Now, over the last 7 to 9 years, I've realized two big mistakes. Number one, the money does not double in 6 to 7 years. Number two, the money in your fixed deposits is not actually growing in value but eroding in value. So why did my parents lie? Or did they? Let's find out. Now here, what you see on your screen is the fixed deposit rates right from 1970s till the early 2000s. Right, these are the fixed deposit rates which are being offered. Now if you notice, when my parents were in the prime of their careers, that was around 1980s to early 2000s. In that period, the FD rates were anywhere between 9 to 12%. Okay. Now the current FD rates, which is right in 2020, is 5%. So no wonder their money is doubling much faster than what my money is doubling in. So this explains the part that why the money in a fixed deposit is not doubling in 6 to 7 years. But why did I say that the money is actually not growing in value but eroding in value? Now to understand this part, it's important to understand the concept of inflation. Now to explain this topic in entirety, it needs a separate video, but I'll try and explain it in a nutshell. Now as a kid, my mom used to send me to run errands like go buy a loaf of Britannia bread. Now this was the year around 1997-1998 and I clearly remember that the price of one loaf of Britannia bread was around 10 rupees. Now in 2021, the same loaf, the same brand, the same weight, the same make of bread costs around 45 rupees. That's a 350% increase in prices in the last 22 to 23 years. So we say, right, महंगाई बढ़ रही है. We understand that over the years, things get a little more expensive. So inflation is the measurement of how fast things are getting expensive. For example, if we hear that the rate of inflation is 5%, it means that today if I go out and purchase a certain item, for example, I purchase this pen for 100 rupees today, next year this pen won't be for 100 rupees, it will be for 105 rupees. So imagine that I have 100 rupees and I keep it tucked under my bed for a year today. Next year when I remove that 100 rupees and I go out to purchase the same pen, I would not be able to purchase the pen because now the price of the pen is 105 rupees and I still have that 100 rupees. So what has eventually happened is that the value of my money, value of those 100 rupees has eroded. Now let's come back to our FD discussion. Let's say you see an advertisement of a bank stating that get a fixed deposit at 6% per annum. That advertisement or that rate of interest does not account for inflation. What do I mean by that? Let's say the fixed deposit rate of interest is 6%. The inflation rate is 5%. The actual rate of return which you're getting is only 1%. This particular actual rate of return is called as the inflation adjusted rate of return. This is a very important concept. So actually in a fixed deposit, my money is only growing at 1%, sometimes even 0 or negative when the inflation is higher than the FD rates which the bank is offering. So is fixed deposit as an investment vehicle good or bad? So what does my mom, who is a maths teacher, say? ऐसे हवा में बात मत करो. Do the math. So let's do a quick math and see how a fixed deposit investment plays out. Are the FD rates, 1-year FD rates for the last 10 years. Okay. Now let's say hypothetically at the start of 2011. Okay. At the start of 2011, I invest about 1 lakh rupees in FDs and at the prevailing rates. And over the years, over till let's say till the end of 2020, with these FD rates, I just do a calculation of how will my money grow. Now from 1 lakh rupees, my money has grown to 2 lakh rupees. Right? Absolute returns are more than a lakh. My parents would be so proud of me that I've doubled my money. Right? Now we learn something about inflation adjusted rates. So what we do is I've plotted the CPI inflation rates of in the same years from 2011 till 2020. And in column E, what you see is the difference of this, A minus B, which is basically the inflation adjusted rate. Now, mind you, in certain years, the inflation adjusted rate was even negative. That's the effect of inflation on your fixed deposit rates. Now, what we do is we consider the same investment of 1 lakh rupees, but not according to the FD rates. We'll consider it according to the inflation adjusted rates. So what happens is that my money grows to only 1,09,000 rupees. My absolute returns over 10 years are only 9,000 rupees, and the return is somewhere around 9%. Now guess what? It's not that you have gained 9,000 rupees. We still have to pay taxes. Taxes are anywhere between 10% on the interest earnings which we make. And it's not the interest earnings on the inflation adjusted rate. It is on the actual interest earning which you do of 1 lakh rupees. So most certainly I'm getting a negative rate of interest if I put my money in fixed deposit. So basically my money is getting eroded in value in a fixed deposit. Now if this math was an eye-opener for you, smash that like button. It helps the channel a lot and it inspires me to make more such relevant content. Well, does this calculation mean that a fixed deposit is an absolute no from the point of view of an investment? Well, we know that a sword cannot replace a needle. Both have different use cases, and similarly, fixed deposits have also certain extremely beneficial use cases. It's important to know what those use cases are. Let's discuss the scenarios where a fixed deposit is beneficial. Number one is emergency fund. Now, fixed deposit is an integral part of an emergency fund. If you don't know about what an emergency fund is, I've made a video here about emergency fund, the importance of it, and how you can set it up. Point number two is short-term goals. If I'm planning a big purchase or a big spend like buying a car or getting married, or for the matter of fact investing in a new business, then if I'm saving up for this particular goal, I want a certain stability to my investment. For example, if I want to purchase a car next year for 10 lakh rupees, and if I've invested all my 10 lakh rupees in stocks or mutual funds, and let's say if some black swan event or some event happens where the stock market crashes by 20 or 30%, then my 10 lakhs have become 7 or 8 lakhs. Now I have to either delay my decision of purchasing a car, or I have to purchase a car which is of lesser value. So if my goal is in the next 1 to 3 years, I always choose fixed deposit as a mode of investment for parking my money. Point number 3 is nearing retirement. Now when I'm nearing my retirement age, I want my investments to be in a vehicle which give me stability, which give me a guaranteed returns. So a fixed deposit is a great vehicle over there. Moreover, if I'm a senior citizen, I get a slightly higher rate of interest as well. Point number 4 is early saver. Now if you have just started saving money, mutual funds and stocks can be a little daunting. So just to inculcate the habit of saving, fixed deposit is a great vehicle. But mind you, this should be only for a short duration. So if we know that the money is not doubling fast enough in a fixed deposit and it's actually getting eroded in value, what do we do? Step number 1 is to be aware that fixed deposits are not a great investment vehicle. That is the primary objective of this video. Step number 2 is consider high performing assets like stocks and mutual fund where the rate of return is much higher than the inflation rate. For example, the current FD rate is 5%. Pick up any index fund. For the last 5 years, per year these index funds have given a rate of interest of 14 to 15%. Even if you adjust the inflation, you are getting a 9 to 10% rate of interest for your investments. All in all, in my opinion, fixed deposit is for people who have a very low appetite for risk. Now, if you're in your 20s or 30s and if you've just started earning money, working, you have the next 30, 40 years of work in front of you will be earning money and you'll be obviously making some investments. So 20s and 30s is a time when you should take a little risk. Mark Zuckerberg has a very famous quote which resonates a lot with me. It says, the biggest risk is not taking a risk. If you feel that your money is growing in an FD, it's probably not. No one teaches us this aspect in school or college, but we ought to learn for ourselves. So it's important that you share this video with your friends and families who love fixed deposits. You can even share your thoughts, comments. If you disagree with my thought process, I would be more than happy to read your thoughts, comments in the comment section. In the future videos, I'll be explaining more such investment vehicles which are much better than a fixed deposit. If you're interested in this topic, consider subscribing to my channel. Till then, keep learning, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.